How market changed in 17 years?
The technology when it is available to everyone, and that is what has happened in these all years. Because when we talk about earlier ages of the in this industry, that is specifically laser industry, it was like a premium product. Many business opportunities has came with the laser. So now the field has completely changed. So the technology has also changed.
So in last 17 years, you worked as a different capacities and you worked as a team members as well as salespersons as well as you owned your company as well. So how was your journey from a salesperson to the entrepreneur?
Being a salesman, you should know, because when we started, I think I started with a called the position called sales engineer.
What are the key laser application in smart manufacturing?
And we don't see that very high demand market, and we build laser for that. We make laser for the specific application. If it is apt for it, then people go for it. So technology, when they meet with the production capacity, then it becomes a very, very viable. The capital cost is very high, investment cost is very high. The technology itself is a very high cost. And even to make one particular product also, we need a lot of research. And research needs a lot of money.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Kumar Swamy, Editor-in-Chief, Laserman India magazine. This talk show, Photon Talks, today is the first episode, and I am very happy to introduce my friend, Mr. Nagendra Rawat, who is founder and director of Atom Technologies and Furnlite, Bengaluru. And our theme of our discussion is for the future of smart manufacturing with lasers. So let's welcome my childhood friend, Mr. Nagendra Rawat, to the show. We are honored to have you with sir, Rawat sir. Please, what are the scenarios and how you are coping up with the market trends?
We will definitely discuss all those things, all the aspects of the market and all.
Because you are too old in this industry and because you are so-called encyclopedia of laser industry.
I don't know who called me encyclopedia of this industry, but yeah, I know you can see the old chaval of this industry. Yeah, we spent a lot of time around the lasers and laser peoples, similar field. Yeah, of course. So the industry is of course shaping a lot. In this journey, I have seen a lot of things, and definitely it is improving every day.
So, Mr. Nagendra Rawat.
Yes, sir. Almost yes, 17 years now, and Katra to nahi hai, of course. I think we have done enough work to eliminate all those khatras in the market.
How market changed in 17 years?
If you see, there is a huge change in the market because, as always, I say that technology is a technology when it is available to everyone. And that is what has happened in these all years. Because when we talk about earlier ages of the, in this industry, that is specifically laser industry, it was like a premium product. Okay, it is like a television in 1982s. So only few people can afford, and whole mohalla will be watching there. And now you can see that every household have at least two, three televisions. So similarly, the laser industry has shaped in that scenario is similar fashion. So earlier, the laser was like a very premium product, not affordable to everybody, specifically used for for specific uses for the applications, only uses for the heavy industries and all. But now it is democratized. Everyone have the laser machines, and every small scale industry is also using it for their own profits. Many business opportunities has came with the laser. So now the field has completely changed. So the technology has also changed. Because those technologies which we're calling the very advanced technology, high-tech, sophisticated technology, is now become a very common nomenclature in everyday life. In day-to-day life now, you're seeing the laser everywhere now, even for the households, for this and that, for the smaller, from textile to paper to everywhere. Wherever you see there is a laser, uses are there. And this all happened because the laser has become very much affordable, easy access to everyone, easy to use. So these all things happen all these years.
Correct, sir. So definitely laser is everywhere, and our magazine also covering every application of lasers. So our theme is smart manufacturing. So how Atom Technology is contributing to smart manufacturing?
See, I don't know what exactly you mean by the smart, because if you are using this technology, definitely you are smart. And for me, it is like we use for the atoms. So definitely we are using a lot of things, a lot of technologies. as well as we are trying to, as I said, that to minimize the hustles and to use the technology. That is so smart for me. And we are using it in two perspective. One is like for our manufacturing and one for our management, of course. So like for me, it's like a smart means, specific as for the specific. So we are very specific to our agenda where we are moving our, and what we are doing, what we will not have to do for the next generations, and what kind of laser will be coming in the next generations, what application we have to focus on. So we are very specific about our goals. Then we should be the miserable. That is M for this part. In miserable, of course, we have to contain all those things where which we are expected to do. Is this doable? If it is doable, we must do it in time. So that is what it is there. And then definitely it should be achievable also. If it is not achievable and we're doing everything, then there is no point. So we are looking forward to have to achieve all those things with available resources, and those resources maybe from the foreign countries, maybe for the in-house grown. You know, in that way we are doing these things, and definitely we are also looking for it should be relevant because if we make some technology and it is not relevant, then there is no point again. So it
Right.
should be relevant. And of course, the last point is the T, that is the time bounded. If it is the time bounded, then it will be out, it will be out of date. So because that we had need to finish all those things. That is how we use smart in our way. So this is like a fund management you can consider. You maybe consider as our productive, in our production unit or manufacturing philosophy. That is how I use smart in this way. And I don't know about the other people how they will take care of it.
So in last 17 years, you worked as a different capacities and you worked
Yeah,
as a team members as well as salespersons as well as you owned your company as well. So how was
yeah.
your journey from a salesperson to the entrepreneur and founder?
I'm still, yeah. Thanks for asking this question. I'm still a salesman, and I believe that. Being a salesman, you should know because when we started, I think I started with a called the position called sales engineer. And that time I had only one philosophy. My job is to, there is a one advanced technology, sophisticated technology, and I have to take this technology in a very easy, nomenclature or the phenomena to the end user because end user was not that much educated. So I have to talk those educations from whatever I have learned from the manufacturers and all of those peoples to the ground peoples. So we have to you work hard to convert those things into layman language. That is the major concern for the like a sales engineer, and that is what I started with. And then I started enjoying it, putting those technology to the field. And when the laser machine is sold and that work start, that gives it the immense pleasure.
What are the key laser application in smart manufacturing and that are currently in demand in India? Because
Hmm.
demand is rapidly changing because it is the era of AI and so how you see the future scenario and which will be the in high demand applications.
Hmm. This will be a very tough question because high demand, it is like, selling very fancy jeans to everyone. So it is never exist. So because there is likable things and there are applications and there are a need for it. And we don't see that very high demand market and we build laser for that. We make laser for the specific application. If it is apt for it, then people go for it. So it is like, but recently we have indulged in some of the applications, like for textile. There is a battery welding now because all the cars are going with EVs and all. So those cultures are adapting by the automotive market. So people are adapting the battery welding and all. So that is a very good application now going on. Then scanner welding applications where they have to weld, a lot of things with a very fast and accuracy. So that is needed, and that is 100% very smart technology with a lot of technology involved inside, which is not easy, but it is in demand. And of course, then you can say smart tube cutting machines because tube profile is also very difficult to cut. And nowadays, the customer have a very specific demand for they want to seam track or they have a lot of tracking inside. They want to test the material also, thickness, gauges, everything. For those things also people are using laser, and that lasers are not just cutting, but they are also doing a lot of, what do you call, inspection or gathering the data itself. So those are like a smart machines and applications nowadays very much popular. Also, I would add to the textile industry because now with the changing with the fashion and all this laser has become very much popular into the textile industry. So most of the athletes now are they are cutting with the the lasers, and that too we are very specific in the measurement, scanning, the done for the sizes and all, and cutting lines, etc. So those are things are there, and even they are cutting into layers, multiple layers can be cut with a single shot with the scanning with a very high speed. So they are meeting with the production requirement as well. So technology, when they meet with the production, capacity, then it becomes a very, very viable.
So it is very insightful thing which you made because currently we are looking for the future demand also. So can
Yes,
you elaborate
yes.
some successful case study done by you means, during your past your 17 years in the field of research?
I see. I don't know what should be I should call like a successful case study because wherever there we have introduced the laser, there is always a success story. If it is even if you have marking machines, even if you have sold a marking machine, there is a success story behind it because it increases the production, it increases the value for it. So it gives a lot of additional values to the product, plus authenticity, Because earlier, if you see, there was a lot of problem of the piracy and all. The laser was introduced for do the tracking numbers and the benchmarking and all those things. And that has changed the entire scenario of the piracy, etc. So then you have a laser coding inside your product, and then you can have even find the batch number. If something fault is there, you can immediately get to it. Even most of the big companies like Bosch, Schneider, and all those people are using the same laser marking for their products. So it is also a very successful story. Even for the gold marking, also is the same. So hallmarking you might be very much familiar with. So those hallmarking is now completely converted to laser marking. So those things also completely done with the laser. And we have of course supplied a lot of laser for that.
What do you think about manpower training on this particular applications? Because all are struggling for manpower. So, and this is a new area, still new area for so many people, and skilled manpower are less. So,
Yes, I totally agree with you because the manpower is less because not because of we don't have a talented industry and all, but because of the choices. Because now new generations are not that much keen to go for this some hardware thing where they want more software thing. Even now, if I ask somebody to come into the field and just do some integration in the laser, he will not come. So, because some of the industry, like suppose if I'm working on a laser cutting machines and all, so those machines cannot be built in a very, in a room where everything facilities there like AC and all. Those machines are meant to be work in the field. So you have to sweat it out to make a good machine. And we have some skilled people, but nowadays we are of course facing a lot of problem with the manpower and all with the skilled manpower, and that too with the reliability. That is the one other things we are facing in the market. And for that, of course, some of in our industry friends they have started some of the like training programs and all. So those things are there. But still, I think because till it will not institutionalize, it cannot be done. And I think you can play a very big role into that because in India, I don't think there is any institution who has taken forward for the manpower skills and all. Wherever, if you go to any European countries or China, they have the universities, they have a lot of things. They make laser there only. They have the manpower meant for that particular applications. So they have a huge industry, and we are still we are into the biggest steps. So we are really behind in this technology, and because of the manpower skills, not because of the knowledge. We have the knowledge, we have the resources, but only the lot of things are happening around which is not focused toward this industry.
so do you think government also uh, helping industry to boom because this is also very revolutionizing industry.
Yeah. I understand your question. I think you're asking about the ecosystem what we have
Yeah.
around for the laser industry and all. One thing I can tell you, see, the first laser was fired in 1960 by
Mm.
Theodore Maiman, and that was fired in a university. Okay, so from here you can understand where we are lagging. In our university, if you ask for a laser machine, that will be like a challenge. So there is a lot of infrastructure people have built around. In our, of course, government has not focused on those things, and that is where we are lagging in, because if the institutions who are, capable to innovate and to scale up those things, if they make those things inside the university, so we can have a lot of solutions. Like we have a full facility to invent something or to make something, like infrastructure or some ecosystem around. Also, we have the manpower, the knowledge, everything will be in house. Right now, we are dependent on other countries for the suppose, just sake of you just say 20-watt fiber laser marking machines source. And if you ask to any of my industry friend also, they will be importing it, maybe from China, maybe from Japan, or maybe from Europe. But they are definitely importing it, and it's just a $4,000, $2,000 thing. So it's not a big deal that we cannot make it here. It is just the intent not shown by any of the agencies here.
Sometime break is also important because it is a talk show. We need a break. So thank you very much. We are coming after a short break. Let's tune to Photon Talks, brought to you by Laserman India magazine, India's leading laser magazine. So welcome back to the show, Photon Talks. This is episode number 1 and our topic on the future of smart manufacturing with laser. And we are discussing with Mr. Nagendra Rawat, founder and director, Atom Technologies and Furnlite. So, so Nagin sir, I would like to know about the opportunities and challenges in the market which is going on. Yes.
So, Swamiji, as you told about the challenges and opportunity, So, I know there is a one story when we talk about the hope, and the hopefulness, the optimistic and pessimistic, how they find the way. So, what happened? There was a guy who had two sons, and one son was like a very much highly optimistic, and the other was too much of we can say pessimistic. So both were the son of this particular father, and he was totally upset with that because he thought that none of us is like a balance. He has one is very much optimistic. He talks about the stars, moon, sun, and all. The other is always talking about the dirt, this and that. All the negative issues. So this guy went to a other guy, and he just consulted to a one of the wise men in the town, and he asked that I have a two son. One is like very much pessimistic. He always talk about, too much of the hopefulness and this and that. The other is like, he always talk about the negative things. What should I do? And this wise man told, okay, do an experiment. Put them both in a separate rooms. One room filled with all the horse dung, and put your optimistic or son into the horse dung room. And the other guy, who is very negative, put them into a room where all is decorated with the flowers and the candles and this and that. whatever you like with the nature and the the positive things, you put it there. So he did so. And after some time, he locked both them in the room. And then after some time, when they opened the room, so he went to the first of the pessimistic guy and asked, "What was your experience?" Because the room was filled with every positivity, everything you like, about everything. And he came out and he told, "Oh, there was too much. There was a fire on the candle. The candle's fire was too less. It was very dark. I cannot see anything. The flowers, they were getting, shy, and I cannot smell all of them. Because of that, my nose still became very much jam and all." So he was talk about all whatever he felt is a positive, he always give a negative. While the other guy, who was kept into the room where the horse dung was there, full of the horse dung, when he came out, his father thought, because see, I have put this guy into a very, hopeful room, and he came and like in a very negative and he's giving negative comment. But this guy already, I have put him into the very, full of the dungs. So definitely he will be shouting on me. So he opened the room, and this guy came, and this guy was playing inside the dung. And he told his father, "There is a lot of horse donkeys there. Definitely there will be horse somewhere. I am searching that." So it is like a ray of hope you have to search. So that is how like challenges for us and opportunities are for us. In the challenging time, we are looking for the opportunity. At the right time, we'll do it.
Great story, sir. Great story. It must be inspirational to all. Definitely. Beautifully you explained
Yes.
about opportunity and challenges. We would like to know that how foreign players, interventions, technology means changing the scenario of Indian market.
Yeah. Before that, I would say the better question is how the Indian technology is changing the world market.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, see, till now we are very much dependent on all the foreign companies. Maybe it is, CNC systems or maybe control systems. We talk about the laser cutting heads, or we talk about laser sources, fiber cables, whatever. So most of the time we are dependent on the foreign companies. So we cannot disregard their, the contribution, as well as they have given everything to the technology. And now it is the chance to us to excel ourselves and get into the market in those technologies. And my influence also, because since they have invented all those you know technology, and they have made those machine solutions, etc. So of course they have the good market too, and of course they are enjoying all the market. So their market share is quite good. Think about the European machines. In earlier ages, only the European players were there. Maybe they calling the German machineries. They were the best machines at the time, and still they are the best. But now the second best are there also from the China. So now the Chinese machine has taken over all over the India. Even now, I say all over the globe, because now the acceptability of Chinese machines also now in the Europe is very much. So with the technology evolutions, you can say the easy the technology will go. It is more and more acceptable, affordable, and it will reach to everybody. So foreign influence is always be there. We cannot disregard that. We cannot discard that. And all we can do is the collaborative approach, where we can just collaborate with them and try to make in India itself.
so I got your point, but it is very far to get the things all made by India. And we are also in the moment to make in India because it's for our nation. We are trying to become a developed country by 2047, as our Prime Minister sir is having this goal. So we all having this goal. So how we should proceed in that direction?
I told earlier also that the institution has to play a big role into it. Maybe the research associations, maybe the photonics association, maybe the IITs. All they have to collaborate for a better cause, and they have to have the same agenda. Otherwise, talking in terms of just to make the news won't help to anybody. Even if you talk to other friends also in the same industry, they will have the same pain, because they are also facing the same issue. All of us, if we bring in a collaborative approach, then only it can be happen. One alone cannot do anything, because the capital cost is very high, investment cost is very high, the technology itself is a very high cost. And even to make one particular product, also we need a lot of research. And research needs a lot of money.
Correct.
And by selling all those, the fighting against the all Chinese counterparts and then European counterparts, and also maintaining the business, maintaining the overheads and all, it is very difficult to put money on the research. It is very difficult to run a business. Even then, we can talk about to do the money on the research and all. So institution has to come forward. They have to know the what is the pain of the industry, and accordingly they can have a plan for like 2030, maybe 2035. We should be self-capable to make our own lasers, own CSC systems, own control systems, own fiber cables, and then we can say that yes, the pure Indian manufacturing is happening, and we can go around the world and we can showcase our caliber.
Correct, sir. And
And by the
Pure
time,
India.
yeah, by the time, I think we should take in a collaborative approach where we can, of course, source limited resources as we are doing in atoms also. So, like we are now also making our own beds, all machining we are doing in-house, and we are just importing whatever the possible lesser to lesser imports. So we are trying to make as much as possible to the Indian machinery. So
Definitely.
that is how everybody, I think, have their own business strategies and own, vision. But our vision is to, simplify the things and also to make our Make in India program into that level where, of course, we will be included to development.
So it is very important and key points you have mentioned for the Make in India, Make in Bharat concept. And so, as per your view, what are the challenges and opportunities in this particular sector?
Yeah, if we talk about the challenges and opportunities, of course, there is a lot of challenges. I think we have discussed into length all those problems what we are facing in nowadays. So those challenges always will be there. But it is a good saying that opportunity is for the optimistic people. So, the opportunities are always there for the optimistic people, and we are like optimistic people. We Indians are optimistic people. So we find a way to how to get the opportunity. So see, the market is there, applications are there, resources are there. Only the lack of the intent that has to be collaborative, and of course everyone has to get together for this cause. For us, like the opportunity we are taking into the laser cutting field, so we are doing our part. Now we are trying to excel into the other field also, earlier also, like laser marking machines for high-end laser marking machines. Some IoTs we are using. So we are making the things easy. So this is what we are doing. We are very optimistic that it will be changed this global scenario also.
Sir, as you know that Photon Talks is presented by Laserman India magazine, and we are working in this particular area by inspiration of you. And this is our first episode and inaugural episode. This is again with my childhood friend, Mr. Nagendra Rawat, and with the theme of the future of smart manufacturing with lasers. So we are moving slowly to the different episodes, and we will interact with the industry tycoons and means professionals about our laser industry. So
Yes.
please give us your blessings, guidance to move forward.
Definitely, Swamiji, of course, I know you since long, and of course, you're very much dedicated and passionate about the physics, technologies, and photonics. And I think we have read together all those things. So it is running through our bloods, the passion. And I also request my all of other colleagues and other friends in the industry, they will definitely support you and definitely you will reach out to them because they are very much experienced, caliber, well-reached person. And I think the photon talk should be continue with the other people's or other expertise on the panels where they can share their experiences. And one day maybe it will come that Laserman will be the voice of the laser industry in India, and it will be like in a global platform we should listen to the laser industry what is happening in India. It will be carry our flag.
Correct. So thank you for your wishes, sir. And it was wonderful discussion with you. And
It was nice
definitely,
talking to you, sir.
yeah, definitely this is going to be a very ice-breaking sessions for all professionals who are working in this particular area, and we all together will make it possible to make it India, and definitely will reach that goal. And the challenges, opportunities, and other thing which you explained definitely will going to help to finalize and identify the gaps and problem solutions and
Yeah.
areas we can definitely encounter and clear the gaps. So
Correct.
thank you very much.
Also, in the
Yeah,
closing note, I want to add one more thing that
yeah,
this is
please.
a request to my other industry people or the friends that we should talk more. We should talk not just the business, we should talk more to the technology. And we should be frank to each other and we should take each other's help. There is no shyness should be there. And we should have a similar goal to that so we can make India into the map of the world as a global hub for the laser.
One more thing we are adding that we are also introducing Laserman Awards in coming expos. So we also
Right,
to recognize few of legends in this field. So
correct.
we are on that. So, please you continue. You have actually
Yeah, that's a very nice initiative you have taken for the awards for the laser people and laser bands. So that will definitely help industry to give a motivation to work toward the more efficient way to and minimize the time for the Make in India things to be happen very quickly.
So, Nagendra Rawat, I would like to ask that now you can see that there are so many industries in north, south, and it is limited to some major cities like Delhi, industrial belts, Pune, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Chennai. So, how this technology is changing this landscape of technology?
I think this is very rightly asked question because many time when I go with the marketing and all or to any colleges and I interact with the people, they always ask when we use this machine, and how one can use this machine toward their businesses and all. Because industries knows because they have the application, they know they need to have a laser for their workshop and all. But in my experience in last 10 years, I have seen that lot of new businesses has came with the laser. Even in very smaller cities like Raipur, Bhilai, Indore, Bhopal, you name it in Rajasthan, we have sold some of the machines where water is difficult to get, but lasers are there. So that is there. In a South India, in a very small village, you will find a laser job shop work, and this guy is doing like a crore rupees for turnover in a year. So that is changing a little bit, with a small effort, with a small investment. Now they are going for their own business, so they are not just working for a company. Now their own, they're doing all. So entrepreneurial skill is getting much more involved into it. More and more businessmen are coming up. Small businesses are getting benefit with that. Even I can show you that some of our client who has not even have a money to even pay the rent and all, and after getting a laser machines, now they are they own the same. They own the multiple businesses with the same. So technology is definitely changing, and with the different changing the technology, the method of earning is also changing, and laser is definitely a contributor to that.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. So actually, this also very insightful discussion. So let's move further for closing.